An annual patriotic parade that draws in an entire Nebraska community did not end well when a presidential float went by that offended people across the state. It sickened one Norfolk mother. You heard from her last night when we brought you the story only on 3 at 10. Good evening. I'm Megan Matthews. Justin is off tonight. It is the float pictured over my shoulder that has caused major controversy in the small Nebraska town. Rebecca Ray made the trip to Norfolk this morning to ask the parade committee how this could happen.
Hundreds of people came out to enjoy the annual Oddfellows 4th of July parade in downtown Norfolk. Nearly 70 floats filled the streets, but one in particular is causing major controversy.
It's definitely a personal issue for me.
On the 4th of July, Glory Kathrima brought her 9-year-old daughter to watch the annual Independence Day parade. Both enjoyed their morning until this float passed by.
This image and the words stamped across an outhouse were trying to equate the president, a black president, with what you do in an outhouse.
Parade goers described it as a zombie-like dummy standing in front of an outhouse. A sign read Obama's presidential library. Glory stood sickened by the float and the audience support.
The fear for me came seeing the people laughing at it and pointing at it and basically giving the stamp of approval when they had that kind of reaction to it.
Her confused daughter, just 9 years old, Malika asked Glory why so many people were cheering.
Why are you clapping? It's not very nice to do.
Both felt targeted.
We try to navigate our way in a predominantly white community with people who aren't open to discussing the racial tensions in America, and especially in such a small community like this.
Norfolk Mayor Sue Falkman said the city had no role in the annual parade.
I think the concern here is truly what was the reaction.
The Oddfellows Lodge hosts the parade. They requested to use the city streets.
I don't believe that there has ever been a question by the Oddfellows as to who should be allowed to be in the parade. Never before. And again, this has become very controversial because I believe of a lot of different opinions.
A lodge member tells me the float was registered as political satire. He says it gained the most amount of audience support and even won an honorable mention. He said it was never meant to be racist, and instead the owner of the float was just practicing freedom of speech. In Norfolk, Rebecca Ray, KMTV Action 3 News.
The Nebraska Democratic Party responded last night, saying this is one of the worst shows of racism for the office of presidency that Nebraska has ever seen. Executive Director of the NDP, Dan Marvin, said, quote, "We have seen many times when Nebraskans disapprove of the president, but this clearly crosses the line. It's beyond disappointing the city of Norfolk, its officials and citizens would allow such a thing."